Let us get this, chat. So, adjustments. The tactical landscape is constantly shifting, and a new wave of priority adjustments is on the way. Wolverine's rage gains aggressive momentum. Moon Knight is bouncing his sharp, pointy things with more style. And Peni Parker's control is getting a little less sticky. Review the changes below and prepare for deployment. Here is the breakdown, chat. So, Vanguard. We're going to start with Vanguard here. Devil Dinosaur. Devil Dinosaur, our prehistoric pal, is beefing up his bite and making a bigger splash when he teams up. They increased his maximum health percentage damage dealt by the first 4 attacks of Frenzied Feast from 5% to 8% of your health, and the 5th attack from 10 to 12%. So, Devil Dinosaur is going to be able to do a little bit more damage, chat. And when selecting the team up with Jeff the Land Shark, increase the Surf and Turf maximum duration from 4 to 5 seconds, and the healing effect on allies from 40 to 60. Let's do the left side, and then we'll do the right side, chat. Magneto. Ooh, Magneto has been one of the most consistent tanks in all of Marvel Rivals history. So, the Master of Magnetism is adding a little extra lift to his offensive strikes when channeling chaos. When selecting the team up with Scarlet Witch, enhanced effect, the metallic chaos projectile hits now add a minor launch up effect to enemies. So it's really just the the enhanced team up, chat. It's nothing really that crazy. I mean, they buffed the team up, but let's do the right side and then we'll do the bottom. Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, is manifesting more mystical munitions and spinning maelstroms even faster with the green Goliath. Increase the daggers of Danak single hit damage from 16 to 18 and projectile charges from 10 to 12. And when selecting the team up with Hulk, reduce the Gamo Maelstrom cooldown from 8 to 6 seconds. So Doctor Strange is buffed, Devil Dinosaur is buffed, Magneto is a little bit buffed. Rogue, the southern, I don't even know what that is absorbing the hits and keeping her defensive sturdier under fire. They increased the damage reduction multiplier while defensive stands from 55 to 60%, and they increased the regenerative shield capacity from 250 to 275. Oh, that says BLLE. What is that, Belle? The Southern Belle? Belly. Anyways, Rogue buff. No, it's Belle, chat. Florida education. Peni Parker. Okay. Spider's core plating gets a minor adjustment to sync the new team-up system, while Peni recalibrates her web shooters for a fair fight. Dev note, we're slightly weakening Penny's control and survivability. In particular, the immobilize effect applied by her cyber web snare was too frequent and oppressive, leading to a poor counter experience for her enemies. We've decided to increase the cost of applying this control, but in return, we'll also increase the freedom of her secondary fire. Remove the direct immobilize effect upon hitting enemies with the cyber web snare. To be honest with you, I never thought that was a problem. Penny's rarely played, but now we're like... Okay. New effect. Now applies a stack of web tracer and a 30% slow effect for 1 second. The web chaser lasts for 5 seconds, and if an enemy with a web chaser is hit by the snare again, they will be immobilized for 0.7 seconds. Because you don't play tank. Chat, just because I said there's not a lot of Peni players doesn't mean what correlation do I have to play tank if I just said there was not a lot of Peni players? That doesn't make any sense. I'm still in the game. People could still play Peni. People don't play Peni. What is that? Like, Venom. We are reeling in the symbiote's ravenous resilience to ensure he has a swing with a bit more strategy. Reduce the bonus health provided by symbiotic resilience from 120% of lost health to 110. Increase the Venom swing cooldown from 8 to 10 seconds. You know what? Venom deserves a nerf. He is the only change. Oh, he is the only nerf to tanks, to be honest with you. I mean, I wouldn't say Peni Parker was nerfed. She was kind of like changed a little bit. But Magneto buff, Devil Dinosaur buff, Doctor Strange buff, Rogue buff, Peni Parker changed, Venom nerf. And Strategist. For your Strategist, chat, Loki, the god of stories, is hurling his magical armaments with tighter speed and precision. Increase the mystical missile projectile speed from 100 meters a second to 120 meters a second. So Loki got buffed and he could shoot faster. And Jubilee, well, not shoot faster, his projectiles travel faster. Jubilee increase the energy plasmoid's single hit damage from 10 to 11 and single hit healing from 14 to 15. So Jubilee also got buffed. She does 1 extra more damage, chat, and also 1 extra healing per shot. Also, that's not all, though. Gambit. Remy is playing a steadier hand when shifting the battlefield with his magnetic rival. When selecting the team up with Magneto, adjust the launch up frequency of the spell field from 0.5 to 1 second. That team up ability was a little broken, so I agree. And last but not least, White Fox. Amy Han is stepping fully into the spotlight, unleashing the Kumiho to instantly grace her allies with supernatural favor. Reduce the energy cost of Kumiho Unleashed, her ultimate ability, from 4,800 to 4,300, so she's going to be able to get her ultimate ability quicker, chat. After casting automatically, apply the Blessed by the 9 effect to all allies within a 10-meter radius for 3 seconds. Ooh. That is crazy. I've always said that White Fox's ult is probably one of the worst support ults in the game. So that's a pretty interesting change here. Okay, adjustments to DPS. And something that I noticed right here, chat, is that there is no Psylocke changes. BP, T'Challa is pulling slightly back on his elemental ferocity, whatever, to better conserve his royal energy. When selecting the team up with Storm, reduce the area damage to enemies from 40 to 30 and increase the cooldown from 12 to 15. That's the team up ability that is very fast, right? Hold up, I just want to... Because that ability is pretty insane, chat. That, where's BP at? Oh yeah, the storm, that storm one. So that is the...
We are in the front.
Yeah, okay. So they reduce the damage from 40 to 30, and they increase the cooldown from 12 to 15 seconds. Okay, cool. Elsa Bloodstone. The Monster Hunter's traps are slightly less monstrous when pairing up with her favorite prehistoric pal. When selecting the team up with Devil Dinosaur, reduce the health of an activated smoky snare trap from 100 to 50, and its control duration from 1.5 to 1.2 seconds, chat. So they reduce the health by half and also reduce the control for 0.3 seconds. Cyclops. Scott's optic blast are bouncing back faster and blasting harder when Gambit's hands him an ace. Ooh, increase the cooldown reduction provided to ricochet force per optic blast hit from 0.15 a second to 0.25 a second. And when selecting the team up with Gambit, increase the concussive beam attack frequency boost from 10 to 15%. Okay. And also, they buffed Moon Knight. Moon Knight, I feel like, has been pretty ass for a very long time. For a very long time, actually, this season. Khonshu's avatar leaps with greater grace, and his crescent darts retain more lunar lethality on the bounce. Adjust the crescent dart and Moonblade bounce damage decay from 30% to 20% per bounce. And when selecting the team up with Cloak and Dagger, reduce the Luminous Moon cooldown from 15 to 12 seconds. Base effect, increase the dash duration from 0.3 to 0.35 seconds, and dash distance from 12 to 15 meters. An enhanced effect, Moon Knight gains a 3-second healing effect of 20 health a second after leaving the phase state. Now, Wolverine. Logan is tapping into his rage harder and carrying that animalistic fury longer than the fray. Through the fray, sorry. Berserker rage adjustment. Increase the rage gain per hit taken from 5 to 8. Adjust the rage decay timer starting after 4 seconds of no rage gained to after 5 seconds. And at maximum rage, reduce the decay rate from 15 to 10 a second. Oh my god. Why are we buffing Wolverine? You know what? I don't play a lot of tank, but all you tank players out there who are playing into this new Wolverine, good luck. I hope you guys have a fun time, and I hope you guys don't quit playing tank. Hela, the goddess of death, is showing a mere silver of mercy when calling upon the horrors of the deep. When selecting to team up with Namor, reduce the undead monstro single hit damage from 15 to 10. Damn. It's a big hit. Phoenix. Jean's cosmic detonations are sparking brighter, especially when a certain Southern Belle is around. Increase the damage dealt when detonating sparks from 35 to 40, and increase the area damage from 12 to 15. Didn't they literally just nerf this to bring it back up? When selecting to team up with Rogue, increase the telekinetic beatdown damage from 45 to 55. And Scarlet Witch. She basically gains a measure of arcane stability when allies with the Sorcerer Supreme. So, her team up with Doctor Strange, base effect, the ability has an 8-second cooldown and an 8-second duration. When activated, her Sithonian Burst is replaced with a Mystic Burst, allowing magic missiles to be fired freely with no energy cost. The enhanced effect becomes a toggle type ability. When toggled on, Mystic Burst replaces Sithonian Burst, allowing magic missiles to be fired freely with no energy cost. Okay. Wanda should get a rework? No. I don't think Wanda should. I mean, they might do it, but to be honest with you, I think there are going to be characters that are very... How should I say this? There are going to be characters who are very, like, new user friendly and very, like, yeah, entry level. Because if you have a character who, like, if you make that very easy character insane damage and everything, then she's going to be too broken for, she, like, her skill, her level of skill gap, I want to say is probably low, and you cannot have that low level skill cap be like insanely high value. There's just, it doesn't make any sense. No, that's a bullshit POV, honestly. How's that bullshit, bro? How's that? You're gonna make a very easy character to play have the highest, like, damage or highest, like, burst of anything in the whole game compared to a character who's probably very difficult to play. That doesn't make any sense. And that is basically all the changes that are happening.